Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key. The show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
And then he said, bring out the wax doll. What up? Damn, that's bright. Hold on a second. Jesus, Mugabe. That's terrible. What's up, people? How y'all doing? What is going on? Light bright. Okay. Bring it down just a little. There it is. That's crazy, Johnson. It's true to form. That's a little... Back up and back off a little. Jesus. What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? My name is Tim Black. Tim Brown. What's going on? Goodness gracious. What's happening, y'all? Happy Friday. What's up? Happy Friday, you crazy kids. Got the car? Mom and Dad let you take the car out? What's up? Look at you. All dressed up with nowhere to go. You ever just go to the mall and just walk back and forth? Just walk, just do like 30 laps at the mall. Just being seen, you know. Got on that good shirt. After the third lap, it's like, yeah, I seen that place. So let's keep on making the laps. Keep on making the laps. This is what broke people do. That's what we did. Before that, we guard the stoop. Just sit there and guard the stoop. Just sit there all day. Just, yeah, man, I saw the new. You see the new? You saw the new? Uh-huh. My mama got the new. My mama got the new candy bar. That's all we did, man. And Jonin, the dozens, roasting. That's all we did, man. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you could tune in. Tonight is Freedom Friday. Call numbers up here. Let's make sure we're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. What's up, Tim Black's Wolfpack? Glad to have you guys, man. You guys are the best. Thank you for making this show bearable. They're having trouble. Oh, let me get to, see, I don't have the YouTubes up. I got to go to the YouTube and put the YouTubes up. The YouTube's running. It's just, I can't see it until you got to. So there we go, guys. Can we get some shares, some little Sunny and share? There we go. There we go. Got a few people out here. What's up, y'all? What is going on? There we go. What's up? Was Nina Turner on TYT today? Was she on there? I saw something that she might be on there. I didn't watch it, though. I was doing my show. I was doing Pause with Tim Black. How many people like Pause with Tim Black? I like that. Give it up for Pause with Tim Black. Oh, give it up for Big K. Yeah. Now, Big K took the initiative. He heard my track, my theme music for Pause with Tim Black. He was like, yo, I like to spit some bars to that fire track you got there, big bro Tim. I said, well, do your best, do your worst. However you youngins are calling it nowadays. And he laid down the track, you know what I'm saying? So give it up for Big K. And we're going to make that available for anybody who wants it. How about that? Yeah, we're going to make that available for anybody who wants to Pause with Tim Black soundtrack joint. That's dope. And I'm also open to other variations of it. Okay, some other variations of it. So if you want to do a cover of that track and come up with your own lyrics or whatever, send your requests to client care at timblacktv.com. That's client care at timblacktv.com. What else? Oh, it's Freedom Friday. Did I tell you guys it was Freedom Friday? Yeah. Phone lines are open tonight, so it is what it is. That's when people call up and they say what's on their mind. I don't have to do all the talking. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do all the talking. And considering, unlike most independent media, I do additional shows. Now I do a new segment, Pause, a couple times a week. So instead of just doing, a show every night, I'm also doing a show during the day sometimes. So, us lazy shiftless, scary blacks, we got to do more shows because we're scary, dangerous. Got to work twice as hard to get half as far. That's what you got to do, Johnson. Come on now, you know how it goes. So it's going to be great having you guys call up and you do the talking and you tell me what's on your mind, you know what I'm saying? And you talk about issues. Is it true we got Republicans cheering for the Taliban? The Taliban. Is that true? Anthony, is that true? Is it true Republicans and Democrats want to fake fight so much that the Republicans are cheering for the Taliban? Lord have mercy, man. That's a lot of fake hate, ain't it? Ain't that some fake hate? Like, that's crazy talk. I mean, I'm mad about a lot of stuff, but I ain't gonna cheer for the Taliban. Jesus. Aren't the Taliban like beheading people and stuff? Like, isn't that? Whoa, anything that's sticking to Joe Biden. Anything that's sticking to Joe Biden and Jim Clyburn, huh? Jesus Christ. Can't wait to hear they spin that now. How you go on Tucker's show and now bring that up? You'll find a way and make it okay. I see nothing. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I hear nothing. Give me money. So, man, I just thought it was, man, I was like, wow, I got to see this for myself. And it's like that very basic Melissa Gilbert looking motherfucker, Bobert, Bobert. It's not that hard to pronounce, but I just never talked about it before. Very basic. She put out a tweet or something. She says, something about the Taliban. It was nice. It was like good for the Taliban. Something like, yay, the good Taliban gets it. It was like, wow. Woo. Man, I tell you, man. This is, I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing what we do in this country, what people get away with. Yeah, you and I, we can't get away with nothing, right? And as a black man, I don't get away with nothing. And I get tired of telling me, dummy, stop saying as a black man. You don't realize it's different Americas? It's all kinds of Americas, dummy. Leave it to a white guy to be like, wish he would stop saying he's black in black America. It's only one America. Oh, shut up, Obama. Shut your Obama-loving ass up. Just stupid and dumb. Just dumb. Wish you would stop saying that. I wish you would stop being that way so I didn't have to say it, you dumb motherfucker. How about that? How about we fix the conditions that make it true? You don't want to fix the problems that make America fucked up. You just want people not to bring it up because it ruins your day. Really puts the skids on a good day here, Tim Black. Gotta think about your fucking problems. Gotta think about black people. I don't want to have to do that. I'm gonna go buy a snow cone. Take my kids to the park. I don't want to think about your black people problems. There you go, bringing up the fact that you're a third-class citizen in a country you built for free. Jesus Christ, I gotta hear this all the time. I don't want to have to hear about what you've been through. So what? Black women had to nurse white babies and couldn't feed their own children died of starvation. So what? Who cares? That's a long time ago. Did you die of starvation, Tim Black? I think you didn't. I think you're sitting right here. So what? You got nothing to start with. Therefore, your parents had nothing to start with. People had nothing to start with. So what? So what? So what, Tim? You're really burning my bottom. You're really burning my bottom here. I'm up here trying to watch a nice show, and I gotta hear this. You divide the country. You're dividing the country. You're turning us against each other. I see your plan, Tim Black. You want to focus on the problems of the blacks and bring it all up to just piss everyone off at us. That's all you want. That's it. So they're not interested in fixing shit, except a sandwich. They're really not interested in doing that. They want to walk up to somebody and say, give me a sandwich. Lazy sons of bitches, give me a sandwich. Oh, God, these people taking off work. Just a pandemic. Just a pandemic. Where's my sandwich? People have no patience at all, no understanding, give no two shits about anybody but themselves. Jesus, why isn't the Panera Bread open? Why isn't the Panera Bread open when I want to go there? So what? It's just a pandemic. So what? Everyone's gonna die. Are you that afraid to kill your grandma? Is that really a problem? Come on. She's 79. Come on. Jesus Christ. I wanted a bagel and I can't get a bagel. Fuck. Brown people and poor people hate them. How am I supposed to enjoy my Thursday? My Friday? How am I supposed to enjoy my Friday? I can't get my bagel. Then to make things worse, I cut on the Tim Black show and I want to see him doing a Cory Booker impersonation or a good old Elizabeth Warren impersonation. I used to like those. Or maybe he could kiss some more progressive ass. I like when he used to do that. He used to say nice things about being progressive and cheer for Bernie like a good little Sambo. Yeah, I love those days. I wish he'd do that more. Not this new Tim Black. It's aware of his blackness and talks about black things. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It's really what it does. It makes me feel bad. Oh, are you more pizza? Great. I'll be right there. I don't feel that bad. Motherfucker, you don't feel bad. You don't feel bad. You don't feel bad. I get all kinds of mail. Now, most of my mail is very positive. I got like 3 stacks of mail now. The stack of very fucking happy black people stack is growing. That's what you need to know. The stack of very happy black people are growing. Now, in that stack, are black people taking shots at my ass a little bit too. I mean, it's growing. It's my biggest stack are the black people very happy stack. But yeah, they had to take a couple shots at the bro. They're like, look, couple of them. I could feel it through through the text. I hear these voices. It's like, yeah, Tim Black. I see they fucking with you, yo. You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool, man. But you did have it coming though, because that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say nothing, but that's what you get. That's what black people say when they really trying to say this shit. They say, I ain't trying to, just playing. I ain't really trying to hit you, but I'm gonna hit you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get. And then but most of my black people happy stack is like happy, like Tim Black. Get him, Tim Black. Keep your foot on their neck, Tim Black. Keep kicking them in the ass, Tim Black. Do that shit, Tim Black. That's my biggest stack. My next biggest stack are people that hate Jimmy Dore stack. Yeah. That are not black people. Tim Black. They got like long ideas, like long instructions. Tim Black. You don't know how long I've been waiting for somebody to take this fucker on. Jesus Christ, Tim Black. Jesus Christ. Gosh. Thank you so much, Tim Black. Tim Black, I would buy you a snow cone. I'd buy you some snow. You can date my sister. Whatever you need, Tim Black. Just kidding. I know Mrs. Black. She's a very nice lady. Tell her I said hello. But that's my next biggest stack, man. White people that are happy as fuck. Like Jesus. Tim. Now, in that stack of very happy white people that can't stand Jimmy Dore, also, there's a smaller stack, man. Small stack, but it's still a stack. It's a few, okay? And these are the people very disappointed. I could hear their white tears through the text. I could see it almost. Ever get a wet email? It's like, ugh. It's all soggy and shit. Smells like mayonnaise. One of those white tear DMs. It's like lips quivering. Lip was quivering when they wrote it. And it's always some condescending shit like, I wasn't gonna say anything. But I'm gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I don't see how you're helping. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right. I'm just saying I don't see how this helps anything. What's your solution, Tim Black? I don't see how you're not dividing us further. Yeah, that's my small, and I'm glad it's the smallest section, the smallest pile of mail I've been getting. So I focus on the bigger stacks. That's what I do, because I just say, bigger stacks. I'm just glad black people even know I'm here, because it's like, they had to sift through and, brother, he's talking good shit. They had to prove, they had to know. It's funny, man. Guys over at Reset Race, remember MG, I'm sorry. My granddaughter loves Michael Jackson. She's 2 and she can say, Michael Jackson. That's because it's like picking music that she can listen to. It's not that much music. It's okay for her to repeat, So Mrs. Black tries to torture me by playing a lot of Michael Jackson. But MG from the Reset Race podcast, It's like, damn, Tim Black, man, you got the best white people on the internet. How'd you find these white people? How'd you find them? It's like he called the show, he was listening to the show, and he listened to all my callers. He was like, Jesus Christ. How did you find all these? You have the best whites. Where'd you get these whites? And I told him. I hand selected them. I went to the store and I was like, I need some whites. All right? Now, I don't want them too white. They got to understand black lingo. They can't be like, I can't be like, damn, I'm having a fucked up day. And they be looking like, who did he beat up, dude? Who's this person named Day, and why did he put hands on Day? Did Day drink too much? Why is Day fucked up? Tim Black's so violent. I can't support a channel like this that has violence. It's abusing his day. So I had to pick them personally. I had to make sure they understand euphemisms, metaphors, that they got this shit, you know? Because we don't want to have another, situation where I say, I'm going to fuck something up. And they're like, oh, God. They start calling the cops, call the internet police on the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get off into your ass as people start running around holding their booties. Because they don't. Y'all really want me to think that's what they thought? That's what you want. That's really what you really want me to think that white people are that stupid. Nah, they're not that stupid. They just hate me that much. That's all. I was talking about race. They don't want to talk of you don't get it? There is one motherfucker. Man. It's a couple, but there's like one person is like that I really hate this dude, man. I hate that man. I really hate him. God damn, I hate that guy, man. And like, he is no benefit. Like none to anything. To anyone. Like he literally is a space holder for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, God was like, yo, hope he has kids that do something, because this motherfucker is really pointless. You know what I'm saying? Really. His whole life is a cautionary tale. No one gives a fuck about him. If Bernie never would have ran for president, you wouldn't even know who he was. Half of his screen name is Bernie. It's like no one knows him. No one should know him. No one with a fucking pulse should know this guy. And this guy wants to talk shit to me. Someone who's been like informing people for a decade. Yeah, for a decade. I'm not going to say I wish death on him, but some type of pain. Is that too wrong? Is that fucked up? To wish multiple steps that he fell down multiple steps. Maybe not break a hip because at his age it might not heal, but an ankle? You can outlive, you don't need an ankle. I mean, it's better to have an ankle, but you could get by like this. You know what I'm saying? This guy talked a lot of shit, y'all. There's always I just grew up in a place where you just couldn't do that. And it's not that I'm saying you didn't. Like I told people before, I said, I've been on my own since I was 15, 16 years old. I lived in this type of environment. It was the hood shit. It was, it wasn't to brag. And I'm not saying other people haven't lived in hostile environments. I'm just telling you my story. Somebody got butthurt like, Tim, don't talk about your life because you don't talk about, we know what it's like to struggle. Well, everybody don't, everybody not you. Dumbass, maybe that's not for you. I want people to know that you don't get my age being dumb. Because something would have took you out, and there's still possibility. But it's like, we come from an era where there's certain things men don't say to each other because they may meet one day. And I'm like, listening to these people say these things. It's like, you might meet a motherfucker one day. It should always be in the back of your head. And it even got to be them. Like, we start getting like, when you have cash, you could just pay people. Like, people don't think. They be on some, Anyway, the problem is, okay, enough. We don't care. I'm just saying, it's just wrong. It's just insulting. It's insulting, guys. I'm sorry. Give me a second. It's just bad, man. Like this guy, this lieutenant governor of Texas. He looked into the camera and said, all the blacks are infecting people in Texas, and they're Democrats, because blacks vote Democrat. So they're the ones infecting everyone in Texas. Now, less than half of Texans are vaccinated. The governor of Texas just tested positive for COVID-19, and he was vaccinated. But half of Texas is not even vaccinated. He blamed blacks. Blacks are only, what is it? What's the number? 13% of the population. And only 10% of the deaths. And the majority of the cases are whites and Latinos. I mean, the guy lied as if there wasn't numbers. He lied as if there wasn't numbers we could look up. And the horrible thing is we had to look them up. Because as black people, we get blamed for everything, even shit we didn't do. Yeah? You commit the most crime. Well, if you're the most broke, you would tend to, I would think, if the most desperate people do the most desperate acts in most societies, people who live outside the most, the people at the bottom of the bucket tend to be the people that do the most shit, because hence being at the bottom of the bucket. These are kind of basic. Like, a person that's being held captive will break a window to get out. It's not that they're violent. They're being held captive. Like, on some level, but back to this governor, lieutenant governor, he lies to the whole world. As if no one would know. And here's my thing. This is where I start thinking extra innings. I'm like, it's not just him. Like, you want to blame just this motherfucker because he's a big howdy-doody looking motherfucker, big goofy Goma Powell looking some bitch, this big, apple seed motherfucker, You know what I'm saying? Big Jeb Bush, awkward looking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just him, because he's acting even more racist because he has a governor who's also racist. So it's like, you never know when the government's like, look, I need you to go out here and say some really stupid shit. I caught COVID, so. He's like, oh man, I gotta say something stupid. Yeah, blame the blacks or the lats or. Hold up, we blamed the lats last time. Blame the blacks this time. You sure? Yeah, do it. You want to stay lieutenant governor next month? Yeah. All right, well, get to it, goofy. See, I'm always thinking that don't just take the easy. Think further. If you're going to have a conspiracy theory, go all the way with it, like QAnon. Yeah, QAnon didn't settle for the easy, stupid shit. They couldn't just say, hey, Trump, he got cheated out the election. They had to come up with a date he'd become president again, Just stupid, like extra stupid. It was already crazy. Trump could be president again. Then they put a date on it just to make it impossible to come true. Just to further prove that people that believe it are fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's stupid, And they want to go way up here so that you won't confuse stupid with just a little ticked off, just a little weird. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little weird, stupid as shit, and whoa, hide everything sharp. That's QAnon. That's the QAnon, motherfuckers. Get what I'm saying? Rubber room, rubber spoons, protective headgear. Family tree goes this way, not this way, this way. You know what I'm saying? That's QAnon. Dumb as shit. Irredeemably stupid. High levels of stupidity through the whole fucking lot of them. That's what you got. Man, this is how fucked up Afghanistan is. There's like, you saw that footage where people jumping on the plane and shit? Look, guys, how fucked up? Seriously. How bad off is a country where people jump on planes while they're moving? Now, I could see climbing on a plane when nobody in it. You just want to, do it. You know what I'm saying? That's still dangerous. I don't even think I get my big fat ass up on a plane on the outside of a plane. There was a time I wouldn't get on a plane on the inside because I'm not a real heights person. But to climb on top of a plane, knowing it's about to fly, because planes don't drive, they fucking fly. If it didn't, it would be called a car. How bad is Afghanistan where people climb on top of a fucking plane? They know it's going to go in the air, and they ain't got no goddamn seatbelt, Johnson. This one, now, people were falling. Falling from the plane. Falling from the fucking plane. You don't survive that shit. You don't survive that. Nope. It's like a night with Ed Buck. Most likely won't survive that. One of the people that died was like a soccer player. Yeah, like he was he was hanging on the plane. He fell off the plane. He was like an Olympic, like he's a great soccer player. But no matter how good he was at soccer, it had nothing to do with his living conditions in Afghanistan. He wanted out that bad. So they were like celebrating him, he being in paradise. Because in their religion, if you die like that, you go to paradise. Which is better than if the Taliban got their hands on him. Understand what I'm saying? And we have Republicans like Tucker Carlson, the very basic Boebert lady, Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying good shit about Taliban. And you know what you will not hear? And this channel, we disrespect corrupt politicians. We go in, we call out fucked up Democrats. So we do. Check the resume. I'm really good at that. It's my wheelhouse. I feel like black people vote for you 90% of the time, over 90% of the time. 90% of my frustration is taken out on you because you're the one that owe me something. Like if I never give you money, you never owe me money. But I give 90% of my money, more than that for me, 90% of my money to y'all, so I'm looking for payback from y'all. You're who I bank with, okay? It's only 2 banks. I wanted them to open a 3rd bank, but they won't serve niggas. So it's called White People's Bank of America, some shit. White People's Party or something. I told them, put a black agenda up, they won't do it. So, fuck that, there's two banks. My point is this. How could you not call out that party that's praising a group that's so fundamentalist and backwards and twist and dehumanistic and inhumane and savage that people would rather fall from a fucking plane than let them be the boss? And how could you think that people that won't call them out are not fucking hypocrites? Who will spend all their time talking about AOC. Now, talk about AOC, but you're going to let these fuckers get away with praising the Taliban? You're not going to say nothing? Oh, I know, they just choose not to. Whatever. I thought we were saying all parties suck. Both parties suck, Johnson. I thought that was our motto. Evidently, to the toxic, dumb left, only one party sucks. Evidently. Because this other party has fuckers in it praising the Taliban. And And I don't care who the fuck you are, that shit ain't funny. Just not. Make it make sense. All right, guys. You guys ready for phone lines? Jesus, I'm ready too. I'm ready for phone lines too. Well, you know what? I'm going to go hit the head, come back, and we'll have phone calls open. Dial in now. 2 minutes, Wolfpack. There we go. Okay. Perfect, Johnson. There it is. It's out the way here. Let's get this going, guys. How we doing? You ready? Here we are. Some adjustments. It's hot in here, man. All right, so we are good to go. Phone lines are open. We are ready. I got my first call of the night. Yeah, my first call of the night is a 7. It's a 718 number. 718, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment? $718.
Hello.
Yeah, 718. You're live. How you doing?
Hi, Tim. This is Anna from New York. How are you?
I'm good, Anna. What's on your mind, sister?
You know, it's really interesting. Your show has done so much that you allow callers to come in and discuss different topics. And what's really incredible is that you are really, I don't remember any other show talking about Cuomo until the day that we started discussing it. And before I called you up to talk about it, I was constantly talking to my friend Lisa about it, driving her crazy because she doesn't even live in New York. She was telling me, well, talk about it, tell someone. And she was telling me, why don't you call Tim to call him, go on his show? And I'm thinking, well, I don't know. And then finally, when I did it and I spoke to you and I had a chance to really warn everybody of how horrible that Cuomo was. And my biggest fear is that people will see him like some kind of hero and that they'll want to vote him in as president. And I thought that, well, I at least said something. Maybe it'll catch traction, something, I don't know. But at least I feel like I started like a little spark, and it would have never happened unless if I had that opportunity to bring it up on your show. And I really thank you for that. I really do. Yeah, no one else was talking about it.
We are damn glad to have you, Anna. And we've also had callers like you. Like your specialty was Cuomo, but I've had a caller who knows Joe Biden inside and out. And that person, that's all she talks about. So she's like our resident Joe Biden, and you're our resident Cuomo person. Anything else, Anna? Oh, Anna's gone. My bad. Give it up for Anna, y'all. I thought she was still talking. I don't. So, yeah, like I was saying, Anna, like, gosh, Sophia. So, real talk, guys. So, one of the strengths of this, and if you don't watch this show, then you wouldn't know. But to the people that watch this show and call this show and listen to this show, they know. I don't even need to explain it. We have a strong community of people who give feedback and content. They actually, not just feedback, but they create the show. So when people shit on this show and they have nothing even similar to it, it really goes to show that they don't know what they're doing. They're talking about clips from shows. They don't even know the show is the call-in show that's twice a week. And it's like almost 3 hours. It's 5 hours a week of just, anyway, it's a beautiful thing. Let me go to the next call. 720, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment? Let me try that again, 720. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yeah, my name is Frank, and I'm wondering why there's been no talk about the soft apartheid system and the lack of black professionals, licensed professionals, and how the corruption has been keeping people out of these professions, where the numbers are really low. I'd say there's here's some stuff I figured out on medical doctors. I've medical doctors, black medical doctors have made up all of medical doctors of 3.8% of all medical doctors for the last 43 straight years. That just in the number of black men in medical school has actually gone down from 1978, while the number of black women medical doctors has gone. How does the gender go up and down, yet race remains at 3.8%, not 3.7, not 3.9, and certainly not the 13.2 that it should be? How does that happen without? I think the MCAT is rigged. There are no black people on the board that oversees the MCAT, which is the Association of American Medical Colleges, and so in contradiction, I've seen that lawyers are now letting more black people into their bar club. This is not based on merit. This is based on, and you have to take a test after you have a doctor. So, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. And the same corporation accredits the degree that administers the exam. There's something very wrong with that. Black architects only make up 1.1% of all architects. I'm here in Colorado, only 18% 18 black architects in the whole. Only one is a woman, and she moved here from California with her license. Attorneys were at 2015. Attorneys were 91% white, and now they're 6 years later. They're now 85% white. That tells me, and there are no white men on the LSAT board. Mm. That tells me that they have been putting black people and brown people in, because they were holding them back for years. And we really need to fix the system and take take a look at it honestly, because this is tens of billions of dollars. Licensing means you get to own your own company and control it. And when certain groups of people are held out of ownership roles in the capitalist system, it is an awful lot that's a huge disparity in money and a huge disparity in power, and it makes a big difference in our society. And I have to with the medical doctors, and it's also true with nurses as well, that if we had black representation of medical doctors, we have had those healthcare disparities, especially with COVID that we've seen. I don't think we would have. So I just wondering why that's not talked about.
Yeah, brother.
When I really think it's a big issue as far as that it touches on so many different things in our society.
Yes, brother. Thank you, Brother Frank, for that phone call, man. We appreciate you, Brother Frank, for taking time out, man, from Colorado. And Brother Frank, it's obvious that you get my points where I say you're enlightening a lot of people because a lot of people don't know what you know. See, some people just think everything's equal and everyone's fine and everything's all good. But it's not all good and it's not all fine. And there's huge, staggering inequities built into our system. Now, I wasn't familiar with the situation with medical doctors, but I am familiar with the situation with lawyers. Because when I had Sean Rochester on and he had compiled data from attorneys, he found out that attorneys is vastly discriminatory to black attorneys. That they hold them to a very different standard than white attorneys. That making partner is excruciating for black people. That they're judged very harshly compared to their counterparts. And they did one of the studies where they had a brief and they said it was written by a white attorney. and it wasn't. And they had a brief that said it was written by a black attorney. It wasn't. They purposely made more errors on the one they said was made by the white attorney. And when the partners marked up the white attorney's work and they marked up the black attorney's work, though there were more errors purposely put into the white attorney's work, they found more errors in the black attorney's work. This is what happens. It's not just the system. The system is full of people. And those people, some of those people control industries and companies and corporations and opportunities, and certain people get forced out. Now, before we go on, I want to add this story. My brother was telling me this story. For my birthday, we did get a chance to go out. Me, Mrs. Black, and my little brother, we did go out. Now, my little brother's only like 5 years younger than me, and we went out to a restaurant here in Maryland. Just chilled out, just sat out, just talked about life. And and my brother was saying when he was painting cars, right? He knew everything about painting cars. He learned how to paint cars, and it was one of his things. It was a passion to paint cars. And he wanted a job. He was remarking to us how hard it was to get into the industry as a person who was given the ability to paint cars. That they let you clean up. They gladly will let you clean up and be what's called a porter, but to clean the cars, he had to jump through all types of hoops. That when he went and applied for the job, and the hiring manager was like, "You're great for the job, you know everything." He grilled him, he answered all the questions, he had his resume, he had his credentials, he had everything. The manager, the shop manager was like, "No, we can't use him." And he's like, and my brother was saying it right there. He's like, "Why can't you use him?" He said, "No, we don't want him. We want somebody else. We don't want. He's not going to work here." He said, "No, he's a good guy and he knows what he's doing. We need the help." He said, No, not him. He can clean the cars, but we don't need him to paint cars. Hadn't seen him paint a car. My brother said they made life for him so horrible. He ended up getting a position. He was underpaid compared to the other painters, and they made life hard for him, and they made him clean up cars too. But if you don't take a job that's shit like that, where they abuse you like that, and get that on your resume, you can't go anywhere else and paint cars, because it's all about how much time have you spent actually doing the job. Now, this is just painting cars. But I know that this exists everywhere to different degrees, to varying degrees in all types of industries. So we have these people that think what I'm talking about when I say we need a black agenda, we need focused policies, specific policies to black people. They think I'm just pulling something out my ass to help black people to help black people get stuff, and I'll get stuff. They don't realize how fucked up America is, and some of them do, and they like it that way because it's competition to them, and they don't want competition. Okay. So I want to thank you, Frank, for your phone call, brother. You are absolutely 100% correct. There are inequities in our society. These inequities work against black folks. There's a lot of racism. There's institutional racism in most professions. Most professions. And we are not represented anywhere near the numbers we should be. And the reason for that is lack of resources, is one. The ability to hire ourselves is two, because you got to have money to create your own firms to hire black people where you don't discriminate because they're black. Okay? But you got to have the actual, or you got to get the loans, and the loans, there's discrimination getting loans. But if you don't have to deal with any of that, it's out of sight, out of mind. And when a person like Tim Black brings it up, even if Tim Black's your friend, now he's bringing up stuff that you don't want to deal with, you dismiss it. And you go listen to the guy you like to listen to, who doesn't talk about that, who talks about other shit, and says, if we want to help black people, we got to help all of us. And I'm going to move to the next call. I got a 219 number in the queue. 219, you are live. What's your name? What is your comment? 219.
Oh, sweet baby little Max baby Jesus. It's Reverend Marie from Gary, Indiana. How the heck are you missing? Oh my Lord. Woo! Dropping the knowledge. I'm finally here. I've been away from the Freedom Fridays, but never away from you. And I gotta say, some things never change. I go on social media, it's the same old people just labeling a whole group as this, a whole group as that. People just, just retweeting, not bothering to read the facts, whatever. But then you're the same too, because you're keep on keeping on. I'm not going to try to sing, but you are still dropping knowledge. You still don't give. You have no more F's to give. So I'm trying to clean it up. I'm going to start preaching again. Got to clean my F's up. So you are really doing it. And if people, whatever people want to call you out, it's so hard. It's so easy to say, oh, just ignore them when it's personal. You cannot do it when they're coming for your family, when they're coming for the very essence of who you are. So props to you, and, props to you for everything. And, of course, I have no idea why I called tonight. I can't even remember. Oh, my biggest disappointment with Joe Biden. And, God, there are many to choose from. My biggest disappointment with this administration is, where is our Secretary of Transportation? Where is Pete Buttigieg? I have not seen his picture. He has not been on the front of anything for so long. How is Chaz doing? How are the dogs doing? And people know I'm being very sarcastic because I cannot take Mr. Buttigieg. But anyhow, I know we're getting the press that he was supposed to get. I just can't take it. But I just wanted to say hello, shout out. And as far as the Black professionals and that, of course, that disparity, if you don't know it, if you haven't experienced it, you may not believe it. But that is definitely there. And many Black women, I'm blessed to be in Gary, Indiana, right by Chicago, but many Black women have this, and doctors have done their own organizations. They're doing what our government here has not done. They're taking care of the horrid maternal morbidity in African American women and women of color, and also the infant mortality. It is always skyrocketed against Black babies and Black mothers, and they want to go back wherever they are and go back to crack babies and all that bullshit. When the reality is, it's not accessible. We're not being treated the same. We're not looking at things. We're not taking into consideration. We take into consideration all the stereotypes first. Well, it's a drug dealer, or it's a this, or it's a that. Sometimes I swear they're going to start bringing up, big caddies and fur and pimp mobiles or something, driving up and bring back the welfare queens sometimes when I hear these stereotypes coming across on Twitter. But I have really missed you, and I'm so glad to come in tonight. And I can't believe I was called on. Oh, my Lord, sweet baby Jesus. All right. Have a great night, Wolfpack. Talk to you all later.
Give it up for my caller, Reverend Marie, man. It's so good to have you back. Good to hear your voice, to know that you are back, that you are well. And I thank you so much for also sharing your experience and what you've experienced, what you've seen. Because like I tell people, I was like, look, I want people to know what kind of show we have. I want people to know what the people say. You can discount one person, okay? And I get that, okay? I'm suspect. I'm biased. I love my damn show. I love my people. I love my Wolfpack, okay? And I love what we do. And I know I mean well. But me telling that to people who have already decided about this show, you're right, I don't give a shit about what they think, but I don't like the false misrepresentation of what we do here. So, you don't even have to call in. You can put it on mute when I talk. Listen to my callers tell you. My fucking callers will tell you their experiences and what they're going through and what they think of the show and why they pay attention to the show. No show is here because a person wants to just put it on. This isn't a vanity project. This exists because people enjoy it, because people found it useful. We got people who've had a show for all of 5 months, 6 months, talking shit. Talking smack. Be in the game 5 years, then talk shit. Guppy. Then talk. Be here 5 years. Be here after elections are over and there's a lull. Be there then. Be here when after the midterms. Let's see how you do after the midterms. when you ain't got a Tim Black to get your views off of? You don't have a community. So anyway, hey, look, just listen to my callers, man. Next call. Uh-oh. It's the man we love to listen to who's always got something clever to say, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Gary. What's up, Gary? How you doing? You're live, Gary.
Tim, don't build me up. You guys are going to be disappointed. All right? I ain't all that. Are you there, babe?
Yo, what's up, Gary?
All right. Thank you. All right. I love you, brother.
Right.
You know, I wanted to say, I knew you were going to have a full house tonight because I always got Listic on the last show says, I'm calling tonight. So I know you're going to have a lot of callers tonight, bro. You could save me for the end. I could listen, and at the end of the show, if you're still wired, me and you will go at it. We'll talk for another hour. Whoever wants to listen to us can listen to us. All right? But I got so much. But all right, I'll give you something since you gave me such a great friggin' intro. I got to give you something right now. All right. So, listen, the racism thing, bro, I think people are not realizing that it's more, that it's not class. You know? Racism is different than the class war. We got a class war here. We've always had that. Racism is different. Racism is about deep, ingrained shit from 200 years ago that where people look at black people like they're inferior and they're not. People got to realize until we get that shit out of people's fucking heads, nothing else. The doctor's not going to get the better job. The lawyer's not going to get nobody's going to, you got to get that shit out of people's heads. All right? And I thought we were getting better. But you know what I thought about that really made me sick? I'll never forget. Tim, help me out with this one because I didn't want to take time. I'm not a scripted guy. I didn't want to go through all the research. I talk off the top of my head, and I know you'll help me through this one. You remember when Obama ran against McCain? And then when Obama went to those friggin' white states, those red states in the Midwest, and those friggin' states that are like, and those white people came out and they were saying some shit like, well, he's black, that means he's Muslim, that means he's a terrorist. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You people are that ignorant out there still that you believe that shit? Until we get people to stop with these friggin' primitive notions of what a black man is, then we ain't gonna get nothing else is gonna matter because a lot of these people can fake it tomorrow. All right, we got to get the kids that are growing up, and I'm hoping, like you said, we got to keep out hope for the children, right? I mean, me and you ain't doing none of this for our lifetime, are we? This ain't gonna freaking change in our lifetime. What we're doing is hoping that the children are learning from us, and then they'll freaking pass it on, and this will get better in a couple of. But we got to do our part. All right, we got to do our part.
That's right.
All right. And as a white brother, a lot of guys fucking say, Gary, why are you freaking, what do you hear? I'm like, what? Why are you so bad? I said, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? I got Jew in my blood. I never went to temple. I have Italian in my blood. Never went to church. My mother was Italian. My father was Jewish. You talk about a fucked up bipolar family? Are you freaking kidding me? But they love each other, even though they both told me, Gary. My mother said, Gary, you believe in God? I said, yes. My father said, you believe in God? Yes. Because when I was in the neighborhood in Newark, I had a lot of ethnicities. They're like, you want to go to church? I'm like, I don't know. Should I go to church? Should I go to temple? Should I go to mosque? He's like, Gary, as long as you got God in your heart, you don't have to go fucking hang out with those, go there to fucking find God. God is in your heart, all right? You don't have to let the religions start freaking splitting you up. That's what they did to the Jews. You think that but I had my father since he was Jewish. I always fucking relate. He never talked about it, but I could see the pain in him because I knew he lost parents during that fucking Hitler fucking scumbag motherfuckers. His parents got fucked, all right? So, when you saw that, when I grew up when he taught me hate is hate, when I had my brothers and sisters and the Jews, we got out of the World War II, we were set. But then I saw my brothers and sisters going through the same shit that Hitler put the fucking Jews through. How can I not stand up for my brothers and sisters? What kind of hypocrite would I fucking be if I didn't stand up for my brothers and sisters when I see the injustices that where people fucking put these propagandas out there like he did, like, well, they're lesser than you and you're better than them. I'm like, we got to get past. That's what he did to the Jews. He said they're rats, they're fucking stuff. You start with language. We got to start changing the language. Is powerful too. The language will start changing the thoughts. The thoughts will start changing the action. But we got to start with the language, and that's where you come in, my brother. You're changing the fucking language. You're making people stop glossing over this shit. Stop glossing over it and acting like it's not there. It is there. And let's address it. And tell our children, we're not going to fucking do that shit no more. We're not going to judge people like that no more. Judge people by the character, not their color. That's the bottom line. I could go on a long time. I love you to death. Or you know what? I'll wait for you to say, okay, I'll wait for my intro music. I'll keep going. So I was thinking for that friggin' Obama. All right, I'll wait for the intro music. When I hear the play off the stage music, I already know that's my cue. But you start playing that shit, I'll know it's time to wrap it up, right? But you got to remember, I can never see you, so I never know. So I got to fucking wait.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my caller, Gary. Oh, Gary, you talked me into it. That was 5 minutes, Gary. But look, Gary, I got nothing but love for you, and I appreciate you as much as you appreciate us. We appreciate you, and we appreciate your value, your added contribution to this community. And it's great having you. And look, and people may disagree with sometimes with anything anyone says, but one thing is very certain, very true about you, Gary, is your all heart, brother. And I think that's very, very visible in you. So I can't stay mad at you, Gary, because you just like me. You wear your heart on your sleeve sometimes, and that's a beautiful thing. We're a rare breed, man. We say it, we mean it. That's why we say it. And I'd also like to point out, and you also spot on the money about this class within this race, and these are separate issues. Lawyers get discriminated against, dumbasses. Okay? Lawyers and doctors and judges, all types of... Obama got discriminated against. What are you talking about? It's class. It's just... Here's the thing, guys. There are these people that have made this decision. There's a calculation we all have to make. And this is important that we get to this. This is important. Call us. Give me a couple moments. Give me a moment, okay? I gotta say this. Folks, this is our lives. And we all know we're only here a short amount of time. We don't have much time on this earth. We don't got that many trips around the sun, okay? Here's the deal. There are those of us who have decided the time that we do have, we're going to spend it accumulating as much shit as possible. We're going to play the game and buy toys. We're going to play the game and buy toys and have as much fun as possible. And that's their mission. And then there are those of us who see ourselves and see the value of our lives and this time that we have around, here on earth that is short and limited. And we say we need to do more than that. We need to be about something. We need to stand for something that's going to leave a legacy, that's going to further a cause or a belief. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a totally different type of person. And when I think of some of these people, and I realize they're not in the second group. Like a lot of the people that you're talking about, they're not in the second group, man. They're in the first group. They know that there are people that look at black people with disgust and they spit on the ground. And it doesn't matter if the person is a doctor or a lawyer or comes from a family with a little bit of money. They don't care about any of that. It's color. They're not stupid. Like, it's like the people that thought, when I said, I'm going to get off into that ass, I'm going to get into that ass, I'm going to give you, they knew I didn't mean it literally. We're on the internet on a video. How could I possibly do that? But of course, they'll pretend. These are the same people that pretend it's not a race, that it's class. These are the same people. These people don't mean us any good. These people are more concerned with their own success, given the environment that we're in. Because having the second frame of reference and looking at things through the lens of how can I do some good for my people and how can I do some good for the next generation and the generation after that, that's going to limit how much shit you have in this generation, how many toys you have, how comfortable your life is. But at the end of the day, when you're going into the ground, that ain't going to matter as much. So we have to all make a decision about what's important to us. Is it the present comfort level that you have and the amount of toys that you have while you're here, or the amount of gifts that you pass on to the next generation and the next generation? I'm about that second group. I'm in that second group. And you ain't got to believe me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I believe, and I know why I do it. And if for those who don't believe that, who don't believe in me, that's fine. You don't have to. May a person's work speak for itself. May what you do speak for you. I'm going to go to the next call, guys. I want to thank you, Gary. You got me started on that note. You inspired me. My next caller. 216 number in the house, 216, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Oh, is this me?
That's you.
Alpha male Tim Black, the Wolf Pack.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want you to know that you came full circle about that thumb on the hand on the progressive left. Yeah. I just want to know that or what's left of it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of. I just wanted to. He's still adding you the eye of the storm. Remember that? Or the wayward storm. Yeah, you the eye of that. But
I got you.
But I just wanted to drop that and keep it moving.
Yeah, brother.
And to let you know that the MC of Paul, he in the right chord too. Yeah, he in the right chord. He had a little extra flavor to your format.
Yeah, it is, so, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
That was it, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just,
Well, brother, thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate that. And we appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling in. And yeah, man, just add a little bit more heat to it. You know what I'm saying? I want something different that's unique. And like I said, I had the music, right? And a young man just hit me up and was like, I've been writing some lyrics to your music. Can I put them on the track? And if you like it, will you play it? I'm like, sure, brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that worked. It's it's just something organically that happened. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the love, and I'm glad people enjoy it. And what I'm getting is people feel pumped up. They feel energized after hearing it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate your acknowledgement, brother, and giving me your feedback on that track, man. That's dope. Yes. All right, so can we go to 561? 561, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, it's Ty from South Florida.
Ty, what's up, family?
Oh, I hit the phone button. Hello, am I still there?
Yeah, you're good. What's up, Ty?
Can you? All right. Sorry, hit the button and I couldn't hear. I want to talk about the vaccine for just a minute. I feel weird even talking about it just because it's really divisive. But my mother, her friend has a daughter, and they were arguing that the mom didn't want the daughter to get the vaccine. The daughter went ahead and got it. Then the mom asked the daughter to call up her life insurance and just to make sure they would pay out if anything happens. So the life insurance said that they're not going to pay out if something happens because the drug wasn't approved by the FDA. So all this, is there not reasons to be skeptical? And I don't want to be mistaken in telling people not to go out and get it. That's not my purpose. But, is the U.S. government maybe have some need to build some trust, especially within the Black community. I mean, is Tuskegee not a relevant part of this conversation? They just want us to run out and get these experimental drugs. There's perfectly sane reasons why a normal, regular, smart person would be skeptical about what's going on. And so, like I said, I think the U.S. government's got some real trust building to do. And my suggestion, at least to start, would be to cut the check. Maybe that'll help build some trust within the Black community. And I just don't know. It just seems like everybody's vilified if they don't get it. And I'm in South Florida, Ron DeSantis, Delta variant capital right now, and we got major problems with the COVID. But it's just hard to. It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust that. I mean, I know people have gotten it, and I might be one of the only ones that hasn't, but I still wear my mask everywhere, and I try to be safe. But I want to wait a year and see how everybody looks later. I'm not in a position where I'm required to get it, so I'm not going to get it. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of the pandemic too, but I don't know. Thanks for letting me have my time, Tim. I'm rambling now. I'm going to let you go.
Wow. Okay. Give it up for time. Goodness gracious, man. Oh, Lord. That's going to leave a mark. That's going to be a conversation, ain't it? Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know that first thought you had, time, when you were like, I don't know if this is good to talk about? Go with that next time. Yeah, I think you were right on the money. God damn. It's going to be some pissed off people. I tend to believe that everybody has to make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? And I know what I decided to do, and I know why I decided to do it. And I know what Mrs. Black decided to do, and I know why she decided to do it. And I know what my brother did, and I know what my sister did. And I know, so as a family, as a unit, we all kind of made our decisions together, all of us. And that includes my nieces and nephews and yeah. But that's a very personal decision because you're responsible for you. And I'm gonna go to the next call. Next call, guys. Hold on a second. You in the queue? Okay. I got 310. You are live, 310. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, it's Smart Sister. What's up?
What? Smart Sister in the house. Give it up for Smart Sister.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, concerning this class crap, you know what? The best line I heard was from Brother Haki Mahabooty, and he said, did the class problem rape your grandmother, fool?
God.
Come on now. Ain't no class. That's just another distraction and another getting people all crazy. Look, I look at it like this. Now, this is where we at right now with all this stuff going on in the world, turmoil and chaos. Everybody needs to calm down. I know I've been going back to meditating and getting myself together. Ain't nothing new in the world. Okay, it's always some garbage going on. There's always some chaos. There's always folks lying. All these politicians. My mother said it's a poor dog won't wag its own tail. Half of these folks just sitting around, like you said, attacking you, attacking anybody that's trying to do their thing because they don't have shit else to do. To hell with them. And I'm just so over it. I'm over it. And the whole race thing, Black people, we just got to pull in, heal ourselves from intergenerational trauma and get and push your mind right and quit worrying about what white folks going to do because they going to do what they going to do. All of the good white folks that really feel for what's going on or whatever, you need to just pull in and worry about your family and try to change the white folks around you. Other than that, You know, you can buy some black products. You can spend some money with some black folks if you want to help. That's the only thing that's really going to help. Because let's face it, how long has it been? If anybody has some innate goodness in them, you would think by now all this shit will be over with. Well, it's not, okay? Because there's a lot more evil folks doing their thing, trying to preserve white supremacy. So, white folks, you need to work on your stuff. You know what's right and wrong. You know what to do. Okay, you ain't got to come over here because we got to figure out our own stuff. Black folks, get your shit. Get your life. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Because we've been talking, I get so tired on this kumbaya shit or all this other stuff. Ain't shit changed. We still got folks trying to blame us for everything. We the problem with COVID. We this, we that. And get ready for the shocker, dude. I'm not taking the shot. Now, like you said, it's a personal decision with people. It's up to you. But, you know, I just look at how this government works and how they've experimented on black folks. And really, they want us to get it, so they won't get it. Okay? It ain't out of no love and concern for the black community. Because you telling me you worrying about me taking a damn shot, but you won't do shit about the police killing my ass. Okay? So, like I said, it's a personal choice, but I'm just looking at it from, you know, like I said, they don't want us to give it back to them. That's what they're scared of. They ain't giving a damn about black people that much. Okay? So, like I said, we need to get all of our heads out of our behinds and look at all this shit for what it is and build your own community. Like you said, we only here for a short amount of time. Little time that I'm here, I'm trying to wake up some folks and I'm trying to build my community, like you said, for our babies, because it's an African thing that says the point of life is to learn lessons and give gifts. Just like you were saying, that is how it works. Learn lessons and give gifts. That's all you can do in this lifetime, and you keep it moving. Because if we don't do more to protect our babies, we're done. We're done. So let's do what we got to do. Fight, build. You know, if you leave white folks alone, a lot of them wouldn't know what to do. They so tied up into us, so, you know, taking our cultural appropriation way. If black folks tomorrow said, you know what, we out of here, we done, white folks wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't know what to do. You know, let's take all our music, all our food, all our swag, all of our words and slang, and take all our athletes, take all of our actors, take all of our music, everything. Where would these folks be? That's why black people got to understand how much power we truly have. Because this will be one bland-ass, milquetoast-ass country. Okay? So I'm done ranting. Thank you for allowing me. And I hope, you know, things going to get better. I still believe it. Because if we made it through slavery, that's the other thing I tell black folks. We ain't waking up working sun up, sun down till in the sun. I mean, if our people made it through all of that, being killed, we have more access to more things today than we ever had. And so it's time for us to do our thing. So right, that's it. I'll see you next week.
Give it up to Smart Sister, y'all, calling up, talking her stuff. I tell you, talking her Smart Sister stuff. And, woo! That sister, man, she be tripping me out, man. She just seemed like, you know, somebody I could have a drink with and just laugh. We would laugh. They had to come shut down this place. Be like, look, y'all got to leave now because y'all join the crowd, everybody laughing with y'all, and then nobody trying to pay this damn bill. So who going to pay the bill? And that's when I look at Smart Sister like, you got it, right? And you just get one of your sorority girls to pay it, right? I've been on Smart Sister Facebook. She what is she? Something. She's something. She got Smart Sisters Girls Club. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving, man. Much love to Smart Sister. calling up as always. It's been a minute though. All right, let me try to jump up here to 706 in the house. 706, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, 706? Yes.
Hey, this is Warren from Georgia. Tim, excited. First time on your show, at least calling in.
Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. What's on your mind tonight, my brother?
I just wanted to talk, I appreciate your evolution. I've been listening to you for a couple of years now, and, just seeing you talk more about, I guess, like you said, Black issues has been really nice to see. And then, what you've been talking about, especially as we, talk about reparations, I think it's important, for all of us to realize this is a very time-sensitive thing because Black people are predicted to be wealthless by 2053, and specifically, our ethnic group as people who are descendants of slaves here. And so I think people have to understand we're running out of time, and unfortunately, we don't have the luxury to keep waiting for people to, become aware or understand what's going on. So I think, that's a big part of this discussion is that we have to urge people of the salience of this issue for our people. We will basically be at a death point by then. Wealth is the main indicator of success in this country, and your ability to grow and take care of your family. So, that's all I really wanted to say. I appreciate you for taking my call, and thank you for the time.
Brother, give it up for my caller, man. I'm glad he called up, first-time caller. It ain't easy calling up. You're on the spot, but you did a good job, my friend, and hope that you do it again. And I just want to say, he's right about the evolution thing. So, like, sometimes people get so cynical, bruh, that they think everything's calculated, And this happened in real time. You saw it. As I became more educated, I started modifying my message. Don't get me wrong, I thought everything was about, like, policies. Like, when I got into politics, bro, I'm thinking, okay, policies. I was truly on that Medicare for all, reduce student debt, UBI, federal jobs guarantee, and I still support those measures. They still make sense to me. But as I got more informed on the situation of Black people, not just me, because I was working as a contractor, in the Black world and Black society, for the most part, I'd made it. Now, not rich, but when you're like in IT, and you've been in IT for a number of years, and you have friends that are in IT or work for government agencies, and I know some CIOs, some COOs, some directors. Okay? So, from a Black perspective, that's pretty damn good. Like, that's upper level Black folks stuff. So, this was not about me. But I went off and did this and left that behind and started over, son. And then became my education into business and my education into media and my education into what was going on with Black people beyond the people that I worked with. I mean, your circle. You got family, you got friends you grew up with, you got the people you work with. And due to time constraints, we spend most of our time with people we work with. So I was spending most of my time around other people who were professionals or people who worked in professional environments, right? People with good gigs, decent gigs or good gigs, okay? But when I started doing this show and it became my job to know about everyone, when I started covering stories about people from all up and down the social economic ladder, Black people all across the country, and then I started digging into the numbers, I don't just grab an article and read it. Grab multiple articles and multiple studies and look at the data, and that changed who I was. That's why it really pisses me off that when people try to sum you up and talk this bullshit because they on the numbers game and all they want to do is get subscribers. Motherfucker, I'm talking, some of these people that was talking shit about me, a couple of them deliberately told me out of their mouths. They can lie all they want. They said, Tim, don't talk about black issues. They know progressives don't want to hear it. Like, Tim, what are you doing talking about black issues? No progressives want that. That's not why they follow you. That's not why they listen to you. That's not what the progressive movement's about. It's about policies. It's about progressives. It's about class. I mean, this is what these people all were saying to me. Now they want to act different in front of y'all and say I'm racist and play these games, dog. They want to lie, and people believe in them. You go back on my channel, you look at the last 6 months. Look at the content that I covered. When I was covering every day of the George Floyd trial, not just playing the stream, covering it, giving you a digest of it every day. What the fuck were they doing? What were they doing? What were they covering when I was covering that? When I was going to the doctor for fucking anxiety attacks, worried about my own health because I'm covering a story of a black man who's about my age who dies. What were they covering? What were they covering? I just want to know. What were they doing? Were they for an hour discussing that case from the top to the bottom? I don't think they did. So, brother, all I'm trying to say, and I'm going to go to the next call after this. I just want to say, the proof is in the pudding. The man's works will be shown by the fruit that he bears. The quality of the plant, the quality of the fruit that it bears. There you go. Judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. And there goes my fruit. And you go look at it. Go pick it. Go take a look at it. What were they talking about? They all want a cherry on top because they talk about Julian Assange. We got hundreds and thousands of black men in jail right now. And you don't talk about any of them. You don't cover it at all. And I find that hypocritical as fuck. They don't even cover stories of black men being wrongly incarcerated and then freed. I covered a lot of those stories. They don't even give a shit. So, you damn right, bro. This was an evolution. And it's not, I'm glad I know what I know because I can apply it and help, right? But also, it's bittersweet because once you know shit, you can't go back to unknowing it. I never was avoiding issues to maintain a certain audience. As I evolved as a person, as my knowledge grew, my content changed. It wasn't a play. There's some cynical people out here. Everything to them is a game. It's for numbers. They jump on different measuring tools. How long are people watching? What kind of topics do they want us to cover? That ain't how I pick what I talk about, motherfucker. These people are not leaders, man. I'm going to go to the next call. I appreciate y'all. I got an 808 number in the house. 808, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, what's up, Tim Black? It's Will from Hawaii.
Will, what's up, brother? What's on your mind, bro?
Yo, there was a couple. I always get caught up in whoever just called before me. I'll tell you, man, I've spent a long time trying to figure things out because I know I can't help anything unless I have sort of knowledge and wisdom of what I'm trying to help. I can't formulate a plan until I can identify the problem. In doing so, you know, I got the idea of like where you grew up, where you live. In my experience, wasn't all that different as far as a location. Class-wise, I'm sure my experience wasn't that different either. But when it comes to the specific issues that you've had to deal with within that community, I can only emphasize. I cannot sympathize in any way, shape, or form because though in my head at the time when I was a kid, I'm thinking we all live in the same neighborhood. Everything's the same. Doesn't matter. But it wasn't until I got older that I realized, I don't have to deal with the same problems. I mean, I have to deal with the same problems, but they're handled towards me. The way people treat me is much different than the way people treat you. And there's only so much I can do in that circumstance. So I spent a good deal of time these last few months just trying to figure out like where my place is, not necessarily like what I can do to fix everything, but find my little crevice in my space and settle in there and try and do my best to help the problem. And I listen to Smart Sister. She makes a good point, man. She really does make a good point. I can't be a leader of Black people. I can't. It's just, first of all, I do agree with her. It has to come within your community. I mean, I've been lucky enough, or stupid enough, I guess. I just was having this conversation with a friend of mine today. I mean, I just like talking to people. I just like hearing what people's deal is, what people's problems are, what makes their community their community. And I've always felt like I can just walk in anywhere and kind of fit right in. And I never realized like what a stupid ass idea that is, or how privileged that is just to be able to walk in anywhere and, hang out and think I belong there. But I guess all I could say is, I love Black people. I love people. I have nothing else I can say about it. I just have to put myself in a position where I have to find my niche, where I can find my place that I can help. And that's it, man. That's it. So I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, Will. Well, we appreciate you too, Will. Thanks for calling up, brother. And the honest approach to almost like, what else can you do, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are all human beings. That's all we are, right? And sometimes I put the weight, and lately it's been like a weight, so I'm starting to see it kind of rub off on Mrs. Black a little bit. Like, I got to remember, as I'm going through these things, it's not just me going through them. Mrs. Black is along for the ride, and it's one thing to be riding the roller coaster, but to feel some level of control, even though we all know we're not controlling shit, right? It's the illusion of control that you have because you're sitting here in this seat. But Mrs. Black is sitting next to me, and she's looking at me like, you got this, right? You got this, right? You got us, right? And I know these people don't give a shit about that. They could care less. But I got to think about these things. This one guy, he says, there's this video, this one guy, never mentioned his name, but I guess he want to ride for his squad. He's like, I'm going to be in your town, I'm going to be in your city. We could talk. You want to talk about these people, you could talk to me. There's a couple people hit me up about this. Like, Tim, get that, make sure you protect yourself, Tim. Because that guy don't seem chemically straight. You know what I'm saying? So don't be caught slipping. And Mrs. Black, like, why don't you just report that and do this and do that? And I'm like, these are the people that said I ran and raved and went on the tirade. I ranted and raved and went on the tirade are the same people who pretty much threatened my life on the video. And the people said shit. They didn't care. They didn't say a fucking thing, dog. So, Will, you're absolutely right, bro. It's the end of the day. We're just human, and we're just here for a minute. And the weight of trying to make it matter. You know, like, I gotta make it matter. And I gotta admit, since the passing of my dad, man, I look at things totally different. I look at things totally different. My next door neighbor, when I first moved in around here a few years ago, 5 years ago or so, you know, I was like, oh man, I gotta meet all my neighbors. I gotta get to know everybody in the neighborhood, you know? And I was talking to my next door neighbor across the street. I'm like, look, everybody neighbor. He's like, you don't need to know everybody. I'm Don. That's Dave. Just know us. Don't worry about everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's kind of weird to be like, you don't need to know everybody. The more people you know, the more they're going to want shit. I mean, one day he got mad, right? Because the kids are playing in his yard or something. He's like, you know, man, I'm a grown-ass man, you know, and I cut my own grass. And I'm like, well, I don't always have time to cut my grass. But I have a son. I think he was about my age, maybe a little younger, actually. And one day I didn't see him cutting his grass, and I saw his wife, and I saw the ambulance, and that was it. He died. And then a couple months later, the house got foreclosed. She was gone. And now someone else has moved in. And the circle of life continues. Just here for a little while, Johnson. (720), you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, is that me? Scholastic.
What's up, Scholastic? What's happening?
Man, well, I've been working since June, went back to work at the bar. And, so no more, I can't really catch your show very often live. You know, I'll see the replay, but unfortunately, I'm off work for 10 days. I got the breakthrough COVID, even though I'm vaccinated.
Shit. All right, bro.
But, yeah, I just noticed I made some tacos, couldn't taste them. Went and got the test from, the drugstore. And, I tested positive. So, yeah, no smell, no taste, and, some stuffy nose. Not the biggest deal in the world. I'm going to be okay. You know, It's been a few days now. I'm totally fine. I got another week or so to wait to go back to work. But I want to call up and, I'm going to mention a bunch of things to try to get it real quick and relax when I do it, too. I noticed the few times I've called, I've been extremely tense. So, you know, I DJ on the radio. I talk. You know, I'm used to doing this. Like, I've been doing it 20 years. So I was like, there's no reason to, be nervous. But, you get nervous calling sometimes. So Here it is. First things first, man, I want to talk about more than one thing can be true. And this goes to, like, the parable of the blind men and the elephant, if you know what I'm talking about. The blind man describing the elephant, everybody's touching a different part of the elephant, and they're all describing it, and they think it's all something totally different. That's a lot of what we got going on here in the world, in the internet, people trying to communicate. The world, we got a lot of problems, so many, this country, so many things going on, so many things. It's so hard to be aware of. When I was off of work totally, it was a little easier to be fully informed, or at least closer to fully informed about the things that matter to me. But now when I went back to work, it was like, boom, now there's 40 hours out of my week that I don't have to, consume, the news like I did. And I found it a lot harder to, A, be informed, but to even be concerned about the things, because I don't know about all the things. I ain't got time to check out all the things. So choose wisely with your limited time that you have. You know, you pick your reality, your focus, and, you know, you focus in on the things that do matter to you, and you got to trust the sources that you get them from. So, you know, that all, you know, you vote with your dollars, you support independent media. And that goes to my next point of, big props, all Johnsons, everybody supporting, especially Tim Black, but supporting independent media, but especially supporting, the Wolfpack, supporting this show. It is so important to do. I'm also part of a community radio station where I DJ, and I've been doing that for 20 years. And, we don't take any corporate money. And it's one of the things I like to kick the Immortal Technique line about that. No corporate masters telling me what to do, because I get on the radio about once a week, and, every Sunday night I play whatever I want, within FCC regulation, and can't have the cursing. But other than that, I can, they can say anything. I can play any kind of music. I can say what I want, and I can play what I want. And, there's no strings. So and the freedom is invaluable to be able to do that. Like, if you don't have that, I feel for you, and I really do. And I mean, I've had it for 20 years, and I'll never take it for granted. It's so important to me. So doing that, and so, that's that. Let me see a couple other things I wanted to get to. Expanding the conversation on reparations for Black folks. Not Black. I'm totally with the reparations, though. I mean, anybody can see that y'all are owed, and not everybody has a context for what it's actually going to entail. So I know that there were some comments going on on one of your videos earlier today, but I figured, we can put this in the air. We can talk about it, and I would appreciate, maybe a guided tour through what reparations are actually going to have to be meaningful and, an actual reparation, in the definition of the word. I know a lot of people are mad about, Dem exit or third party. And, and I put down that this is the elephant in the room is ballot access and election law. First past the post, winner take all, and proportional representation. Those are all massive obstacles to getting a third party to, supplant one of the other parties, or even to coexist or break it down or break it open to break a duopoly. I Dem exited when they screwed Bernie in the 2016 convention. I was out. I was like, F it. I did regretfully vote for Joe, but man, it wasn't a vote for Joe. It was a vote against Orange Man Bad, who I hate even more. So, I'm not proud that I voted for Joe, but I had to do it. I felt like I had to do it because I couldn't let Orange Man Bad take another 4 years there. I knew he was going to do that whole, they're still in the election from me. I just wanted to I wanted to pile on the total of votes that Joe got, so it could just be, because if Joe only won by a little bit, who knows where we'd be right now. So that it won by millions and millions, that made it a little tougher for Orange Man. So, anyways, man, that's about what I got, Tim. And props to you for everything you do, man. You go through, you put it down on every week. You're doing the damn thing. The Slim Black, Jim Clyburn thing.
Yeah.
And I love barbecue sauce. Bro, you almost killed me with that, man. I've watched that thing about 4 or 5 times now. You should have just had him saying, Jim Clyburn said, choke yourself. And somebody commented, you do sound like a Mr. T kind of.
Yeah, it does.
But anyways, man, props to everything you do. Props for all the Johnsons. Look, everybody, and if you're on the fence about calling up the show, look, this show is great, not just because of Tim, but because of the Wolfpack. The people that call, everybody that's called, Will, great point, Smart Sister, Gary, he didn't remind me to call. He made sure that I called. So, and the first caller too, man, Marvin, and everybody that calls the show, man, almost everybody has very interesting points, diverse points of view, and it's so appreciated, man. And this is really a true jewel of the internet, man. This Tim Black Freedom Friday
Yeah, bro.
There's nothing like it anywhere in the world.
That's what's up.
All props to you, and thanks for letting me have my say, man.
Always
Appreciate it.
Skylistic. Good enough for my caller, Skylistic, y'all. Look, that brother gave me the seal of approval, man. He been in the business 20 years, and he said this show is the shit. So that means a whole lot, man. So thank you, Skylistic, man. I remember when I was in high school, I had a friend who was doing radio at University of Maryland, was only like 10 minutes from us, and we used to go and get on the university radio and be able to drop a couple of rhymes and talk a little bit on the radio, the campus radio station, man. And you just brought me back to that, man. That was nice. And then I remember I'd written a couple of books I self-published, and one of them was called From Dreams to Realities. And I got on the Kathy Lee's morning show, the Kathy Lee show. And that was back in the 90s, bro. And I was on that joint and talking about issues, and God, you just brought back some things, some old radio stuff that I did. But yeah, I appreciate you, Skylistic. Let's keep the party going, man. As he stated, the show is the bomb, but it's that way because of our callers. 214, you're live. 214, you're live. What's going on?
Thank you for a chance to talk again, brother. It's Trill South.
What's up, Trill?
And I'm gonna go a direction that you haven't liked tonight, because I've seen, until the last caller, Stylistic, a lot of credit there for shouting out many of the people that call in. Although he didn't say me, I'm not gonna hold it against him. I'm just messing with you guys. I'm going to be, and a few other callers mentioned it earlier, because tonight my mother sat in the room with me next to my hospital bed, and I had this on the TV through the Chrome Pass playing off my MacBook, which is where I can kind of do a little at the same time. And I'm going to be on the side of the vaccine because I got it, because I made sure my mother got it, because I felt it was the best option to protect her and myself. And have several relatives that did get it, several that didn't get it. So I can't tell everybody what to do. I'm just a man, white trash in America. But I have my history of what I've done for a living and what I've tried to do, living a life of service. And so what I'm going to say is, if you support the vaccine, I'm with you. I did the same thing already. If you don't support the vaccine, do you simply feel like you're smarter than me because I got it? That means you're taking a negative stance on the whole thing right there, because I'm going to say, I got it. And if you didn't get it, and if you have hesitations about it, I'm not going to say I'm smarter than you. I'm going to wish the best outcome for you, regardless of what the decision is. And I hope you're a good enough person that you wish the best outcome for me and mine, even if you disagree with our decision. We're living through a time right now where there are many problems, many of which are talked about on here, and I agree with, and I've come on here. I've talked about my feelings about reparation, because much of the wealth in this country has been obtained off of the back of slave labor. People need to realize and understand that much of the wealth that is here, and much of the wealth in hands of white people like myself that have been here, is generational. And they didn't all obtain it themselves. Sure, their father might have worked hard, their grandfather might have worked hard, but there was at a certain point where your wealth was obtained off of the backs of people who had no rights, who were brought here to work for free. Now, don't give me that bullshit. Well, you got a place to live and you got food. I don't want to hear that fucking bullshit. Much of the wealth obtained is off the back of slave labor. Recognize that, and then take that from your start and start to progress through what is right for that. Do the people, sure, you didn't own any slaves. I get it. I didn't either. I know my father didn't. I don't think my grandfather did. But did my great-grandfather? Did his father? Be realistic about what has happened in this country and how things were built and obtained here. Wish for the best for other people and hope that they can become enlightened and speak to people in a way that you look to bring us all together on this, because we are in the midst of a pandemic, and the pandemic is
90
real.
seconds.
The pandemic is worldwide, and that's not a conspiracy by government. That's a worldwide thing. It's happened before 100 years ago. It may happen again in another 100 years if we all make it through this one. And so I don't mean to drag the show down and talk about this, but this at the moment is a very important thing, and our system is breaking, and our healthcare workers of all races
60 seconds.
are in there and are fighting for their lives to take care of people. If you have a heart attack tonight, those healthcare workers are going to take care of you. They're not going to say, well, you're Mexican, you're black, you're white, you're this, you're that. They're going to take care of you, and they're going to make sure that you survive, or they're going to do their best to do it. And they are of all races, and they're going to do it. They take an oath, and they work to help people. They don't work to help certain races. Are there some of them that are racist? There probably are, but generally they won't go into that profession if they're of that type. Do I agree with on all of their political stance? Probably
10
not.
seconds.
But they're concerned about lives. You need to be a person that's concerned about lives. And I was just inspired to do this tonight, and I wasn't sure I was going to call. Freedom Friday is always a great night. But to have my mother in a chair, she was diagnosed officially this week with dementia and maybe Alzheimer's. And I'm in a hospital bed. When she sits down next to me in her chair, these are some of the most precious moments that I have with her. And I'm a man. I'm not afraid to get emotional about that, because we've all had and experienced moments like this. And if you're not emotional, you're not a human being. Care about others. If you get the shot, I did too. If you didn't get it, I hope for the best outcome for you and yours and your family. I hope you do for mine as well. So thank you for allowing me to speak and not cutting me off tonight. I ran on a little bit extra, but I had some important things to say, and you have a great audience and you do a great job. And I thought it was important to share some of this with everybody, because I care about people and the world that we're all living in at this moment. So thank you for the work you're doing and the fight you're fighting. I'm with you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here listening and calling in multiple times. I'm with you on this fight. I'm a soldier on your side, and I'm at your back. I'll let you lead when you need to lead, and I know when I need to lead, you'll let me. So respect. Thank you for the time.
Give it up for Trill South, y'all. My brother, my brother, my brother. And give it up for Trill South's mom, y'all. Do that one more time. It's about the people, bro. It's about the people. You know, it's like, wow, man, when I get great calls like Trill South and Sky Lissick and Murray, Rev Marie and Gary, Ty, Frank, and think about, wow, man, why was I letting people get me upset? You know, I got these great people that They really hold it down, and they show just how special this show is and how important it is. Why don't let these people saying these stupid things, these hurtful things, these horribly wrong things? Why let that bother me? Then I remember it's because they said horrible, stupid things, and I should be bothered by it. Damn idiots. Duh. But now, real talk, man. Thank you guys for calling up and keeping me on the straight and narrow here, man. I got a 415 number in the house. 415, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. This is Ida calling from Berkeley, California. Originally from Croatia, Eastern Europe, via New York City. And I'm West Coast Gadfly on Twitter.
Wow. Well, welcome, Ida. Welcome. What's on your mind, Ida?
Oh, so much. Where do I begin? Your video from a couple of weeks ago, it sparked so many, profound thoughts and feelings. And I can really hear you loudly and clearly, and I don't understand how all these people are not hearing what you're saying. Like we are living in parallel universes. When they turned around the next day and accused you of misogyny, I was like, where the hell did that come from? Like, did we watch the same video? And then, people that I was in the trenches with for years to turn on me, people I broke bread with, to just treat me like a complete stranger online, like I'm just some online troll. I don't know. I'm hurting. This is a kind of moment of reckoning. I feel, when you drew the line in the sand, I felt like, I couldn't be silent. Like usually I stay out of all the drama online. I stay away from it, like 10-foot pole. I wouldn't touch it. But this is different. You're really making very important points, and you're drawing attention to something very important. And I felt that my continued silence would be violence. Like white silence is violence. And everything you said was so spot on. I watched the video in my armchair and I kept getting up and clapping. I was giving you standing ovations in my living room. You were just so spot on. And if you remember, I used to be on the steering committee of Draft Bernie, and we met a couple of times there in DC.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're just, you've all these years, I followed you since the first Bernie run, and when we were all going through these moments of despair, when everything seemed horrible and bleak, you would always lift us up. Your warmth, you're so real. So your real Tim Black name actually makes a lot of sense. you're very real, down to earth, warm. And I just felt like you always picked us up and brought us back to reality. And I've been grateful for that. And actually, this is the first time I'm calling into any show. I felt inspired. I'm really moved by everybody who's called in tonight and shared their story. It's really something to be part of this community. And gosh, there's just so much I could say. Like what you started 2 weeks ago, it's huge. I feel like a quickening of sorts. Something is happening, and I'm really happy that. And I saw a tweet. I can't remember who it was. Somebody I followed through, I think MG, through that whole conversation in your threads there.
Yes.
And she was saying, black people are, kind of flexing their muscle, and I'm like, yeah, and I love that. Like, I don't know, if I were black, I would have lost my shit long time ago. It's just all the pain, the horrible, the generations and generations of unspeakable cruelty, and I just, I want to be a better ally. So when you made that video, I felt, like a normal reaction by us progressive lefties would have been, I'm really ashamed I haven't been a better ally. Not, oh, he's a misogynist. It's just,
yeah.
I could not believe it. I really could not believe it. I just feel we have so much room to grow, and it's really important that we do that. Like, we are, with climate change, things are very acute. Our kids, I don't know if, like, my daughter is 12, and I don't know if she'll make it to my age, and I'm almost 52. So I don't know. I look her in the eyes and I cry internally when I look in her beautiful, eyes that are occupied with playing and all the little tween things.
Right.
She doesn't, understand. And then, with all of that, when you said you made this allegory of, like, Black people in the United States, like, your house is on fire, your hair is on fire. You don't want an ice cream or a popsicle, whatever it was. You need a fire department. So, like, I keep going back to that allegory. I think it's really strong and vivid. It helps to really describe the situation for those of us who are not in that situation. And I mean, no matter how much I want to understand or empathize, I'm not in that situation. So I can see, as much as I want to, I'm trying, but it's not the same. And so I thank you for having the courage to start this important conversation. And I hope that there are more people, who are hearing you, more white people like myself who are hearing you without, this defensiveness, but who are able to be vulnerable and, permit themselves to really internalize the critique and grow from it and really understand. I think that's the way to make this world a better place, with honesty and, not being afraid of seeing the truth, of seeing oneself in the mirror. It's I love you, and really am very grateful for what you're doing.
Ida, we're very grateful that you called in tonight. Give it up for Ida, y'all. What a call, what a lady, what a heart. Had the privilege of meeting her in D.C. I think we were also in Philly. I know I met you at least a couple of times. I think one was at the event where all of us were at, was it the Capitol? I know. We taking a picture, and I remember you very fondly. I want to speak to something you said, though. I want to say this to people so that they understand, because, I don't think people truly understand the gravity of the situation. Ida, you said it. It's time to stand up. I really didn't want to. That's what people don't get. I really didn't want to. But I have a responsibility. There have been many Black people before me who tried to stand up and say basically what I'm saying. They got brushed aside, discredited, and basically booted from the internet. Booted from the left, booted from progressive online community. That's what happened. I'm not saying nothing that's brand new. I'm just the only one so far who has been in a position to withstand the onslaught. Guys, I don't know if you remember this, but after every Bernie, since 2016, after every Bernie loss, I was the guy doing videos and inspiring people. Eda remembers this. Those people were very fond of Tim Black. That all changed when Tim Black started talking about this black shit. When Tim Black called out their favorite people, all of a sudden, all that didn't mean nothing. Nothing, nada. And they don't understand the way they see the progressive movement ain't the same way as the way a lot of me and my black friends and black counterparts see it. And even those black folks who will say everything's good, how you really know that's how they feel? How you know how they really, really feel in their heart of hearts? You don't think they have problems with the left and the condition it is? Maybe they're just not in a position they feel where they could be as honest or as forthcoming as I am. It's a privilege to speak up. I'm in a privileged position to be able to speak up because I have a community that I built. It took years to get here. It's a modest community. We're nowhere near like TYT or Majority Report or Kyle Kalinski's audience, but it's my audience. And I like to say I haven't lost a single person who's a member of my wolf pack. Not a one. Not a one. Because they already knew me before I opened my mouth. They already knew what I was about. So I had the currency in the bank, the credit in the bank with my people, that I could take the shots and say what I felt. Either I didn't do it for myself, I didn't do it for accolades, I did it because I felt it was right. And I did it because I felt it was necessary. And to have black people say to me, basically call me the angry black man. We had black people calling me the angry black man. Now, I don't know if they really felt that way. Because a week later, 2 weeks later, they're on podcasts doing their best Tim Black impersonations on other people's platforms. At least I did the shit on my own platform. But that's okay, because when they're angry and they're upset and they feel slighted, when they're pissed off, when they're fighting for something, it's fine. But when someone else does it, it's not sanctioned by their group. All of a sudden, it's unacceptable. It's unhinged. And I don't love black women. So I don't mean to go back down that road. Just to say this, they can cut the shit, okay? I'm coming for you. This ain't a game. We ain't gonna just be your porters and clean up for you. We ain't gonna just run the errands and nurse your babies. We wanna sit at the fucking table. We earned it. Hell, most of us been here longer than you. When your forefathers came to this country, you were given land. When my forefathers and ancestors were dragged to this country, we were property. So this ain't about bragging rights. This is about what's right. I'm going to go to the next call, man. Thank you, Edie, once again. Give it up for my caller, my sister. I got a 301 number in the house. 301, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, this is Will calling from Baltimore. Tim, thank you for what you do, man.
Will, what's up,
listen,
Will?
I got a couple things. Hey, listen, synchronicity is big. I created a video for you right before all this stuff went down, and it was supporting your efforts to get Nina noticed. You were upset by the fact that she wasn't given the support she needed, and I got a strategy that actually turns her loss in Ohio into a blessing on the national stage. And I wanted to present it to you because I think that, I expected once Danny Glover and Dr. West kind of blessed you, you passed the torch, I knew they were coming for you. And so I wanted to come up with a strategy that would put you and Nina and both of those distinguished Black men on a national stage with a solution that I think can attract all of the progressives because it'll actually pay for their agenda without increasing taxes, raising the deficit, or requiring legislation. You want to hear more?
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right, so first thing, we know that there's a general strike coming up in October. And, what good is a strike or even a demand if it doesn't have teeth? Could you imagine if Nina would have come up with 3 membership drives to invite the bottom 90% of earners to organize and buy as a group? Together, we would have more bargaining power than even the big private insurance plans. And because it will be coming from Blacks first as a gift to the rest of the nation, now literally you're giving Medicare the ability to to get negotiated prices in ways that don't require legislation. And it will save hundreds of billions, more than enough to give a monthly check to people of all walks of life for reasons directly attributed to Black folk. So, when you put Black first, it isn't exclusive of anyone. You're saying, hey, our issues matter. And if you don't pay attention to them, everyone loses. What I got is a strategy that will literally give the progressives what they need to pay for the agenda in a way that undermines the Republicans' argument saying that it's radical because it pays for itself. At the same time, it generates the savings needed to create millions and millions of meaningful jobs in local communities, jobs that will literally pay a living wage without forcing small businesses to come up with the extra money in order to pay people a living wage. It'll come out of the savings because if Medicare is paying pennies on the dollar for the things that they otherwise can't negotiate for, guess who gets credited with that solution? It's Black folk. And all of a sudden, we're not asking for respect. We're not asking them to be nice. We've earned their respect, and they'll realize when they take their knee off our neck, we live up to our potential, we can benefit the world while creating jobs, while giving a monthly check, while delivering the benefits of Medicare for all, but without the price tag and without asking for permission, all in ways that will make sure that Nina's platform and message goes in every community, every city, every state in ways that just invites people to participate and it rewards them for good behavior. So the plan is as simple as 3 membership drives, 1 to work, 1 to save, and 1 to grow. And I want to chat with you. I put together a package for you, and I could keep going on and on. But this is the 10 Black Show. I'm one of your huge supporters, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Wow, brother. Well, definitely, man. You know how to contact me. Send what you have. It's interesting. I like the idea, the approach. But, ultimately, it's Nina Turner who has to be sold on this. It ain't me. But I appreciate you having creativity and having a big plan, a big idea, because we need big ideas. We got to stop thinking small. You feel me, bro?
Well, check this out. The thing is, we've been acting like we have to ask permission, but Trump, he created something called Association Health Plan so that you can organize and buy across state lines. So there's no one that keeps us from organizing, buying as a group, and working together on a plan that can literally pay for itself and deliver on the goals of the progressive agenda. So, I have no doubt that Nina's going to appreciate this because it comes from Bernie's campaign. But it fixes problems that Bernie didn't have. We just say he didn't address in ways that puts the power back into the hands of Black folk as a gift to the nation. Because we can't, I think you know how Obama had Luther, his anger translator?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
I think you have the you kind of like Luther, and you need the inverter. You need someone who can take your passion and the message you have and make it something that's appealing to the people out there so they recognize, well, if we embrace that issue that those darkies over there are offering, we get the things we want because they want child care. They want adult day health care. They want home health services. They need to take care of essential workers, those in the gig economy. And our plan will give them the ability to get all of that, the benefits of insurance, but you don't have to do anything other than buy as a group through a platform that's owned by us as a gift to the nation. Now, all of a sudden, black folk got respect without asking for it. We've earned it. And now the discussion about reparations can turn away from them giving us cash for the past, but they pay us for the value we offer moving forward. It's in that way that we can get what's owed to us in a way that won't be, I'll say, is damaging, because there's a lot of good white folk who are out there who are angry and hurting. And if we got cash right now, I think there'd be bloodshed just based on the idea of us getting something when they have unmet needs. Whereas our plan will literally challenge the president to declare eminent domain in his more than 9,000 opportunity zones across the nation, which are economically disadvantaged communities where there's already buildings so we can offer local services of affordable housing. We can do the things and pay for it out of savings just by, again, doing three things: organizing, buying as a group, and working as a team. We got that plan. I will send it to you, my friend.
All right, brother. Thank you once again for the phone call. Give it up for Will, y'all. I appreciate that. I hate that. That whole, oh man, what are we going to do about the angry whites? The angry whites. Yeah, we're going to do about the poor whites who blame us. You know, you shouldn't, your government should not have to pay reparations to black folks. I agree. That's because your government should have already paid it about 150 years ago. This should be something that already happened. It took place. It's in the past because it was taking place in the past. It was handled in the past. I agree. You shouldn't have to pay for it. Your government should have paid for it before you were born. But just like your parents said, So here we are. The land that we worked is still here, and so are those corporations. I'm going to move on, man. I still got a couple people in the queue that need to talk, and I want to make sure they get an opportunity. 503, you are live. 503. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, my name is Taylor. I should preface this call by saying I am terrible with phone calls and socially awkward to the point where I avert eye contact with, I make an effort to avert eye contact with everyone on the street.
Well, no one can see you, Taylor, so this should work out just fine.
Okay. Did I mention I'm on autism spectrum? Sometimes I forget things that I said already, especially when I'm nervous like I am right now.
Okay. Just tell us what's on your mind, Taylor. Give it a shot.
Okay. It has, what I want to say has, it has something to do with racism and something to do with the autism spectrum. Basically, my brother likes sending me things that, some of them are silly, some of them are serious. He sent me a screenshot of a tweet of some guy who claimed to be on the spectrum and said that he was scared of black people and was paranoid of them possibly hurting him, and was blaming his autism for this. This pissed me off because if you're on the spectrum, you're socially awkward, period. Race has nothing to do with it.
Okay, Taylor. Okay.
And it was like everything related to the spectrum is a bit personal to me. Like the anti-vaccination movement, like everyone on the most people I've seen on this that are on the spectrum hate the anti-vaccination movement and have hated it since before COVID, long before it, when Autism Speaks was was extremely prevalent. To an extent, you'd be hard pressed to find someone on the spectrum that does not hate Autism Speaks. I've actually lost respect for certain celebrities like William Shatner, for example, because they support Autism Speaks.
Got it.
And the reason this is partially me saying this is partially relevant currently because there are more vaccinated people that are losing patients with the vaccinated because they refuse to get a shot that will reduce the symptoms to the point of it being a cold at worst. They're effectively the reason why things haven't gone back to normal yet. And I'm just sitting here and hearing this, I'm just sitting there just like most people on the spectrum have already lost their patience with the unvaccinated because we've been dealing with them for longer because of how prevalent they are in anything related to the spectrum. Before I end this call, I want to give a shout out to a charity that is vastly underrated and has everything to do with the spectrum. It is called the Autism Advocacy Network. Oh wait, no, I got that wrong. Tongue-tied. Autism Self-Advocacy Network, or ASAN, abbreviated. And unlike Autism Speaks, ASAN is run by people on the spectrum.
Got it. Well, Taylor, I know you said.
So yeah,
Taylor, I know. I was just going to say, Taylor, you did a great job on this call, brother, and I appreciate you calling up tonight. I'm glad you went on and pushed yourself to do this because you did as well as anyone else, and I appreciate you sharing your story and your points of view.
Thanks, Tim. There was one more thing I wanted to say.
Good.
Hold on. In terms of my political opinions, I support all the good stuff, like Medicare for all, making sure the rich have to pay their fair share, free education, all that good stuff. Which is why it's baffling to me that the movement for a People's Party never actually supported reparations. That I have that right, correct?
You do.
I like being sure.
Yes, you do.
And I support reparations because if you're going to support all these left wing policies, why not reparations as well? That's equally as important, especially to the Black community.
You're right. When you're right, Taylor.
Anyway, another I'm white, but I'm ashamed. But I'm always ashamed to actually out, considering the certain population.
Well, Taylor, you have nothing to be ashamed about, brother.
That's all I had to say.
That's all good, man. Give it up for Taylor, y'all. And I appreciate you, Taylor. And, to your point about Movement for People's Party, Taylor, it's been a real slap in the face for those people who defend Movement for People's Party and don't see my point of view. I supported Movement for People's Party. I spoke at their convention. I supported them before they were Movement for People's Party. But I have ethics. How can I be fighting the Democrats to support reparations and not be a Democrat, but somehow support a new party, which is by the people, and they also not fully support reparations? That don't make any damn sense. So, Taylor, you and I see eye to eye on this. We're on the same page. Just keep doing what you do, brother. Speak your truth to power. I hope it's not the last time you call up. Give it up for Taylor, y'all. $323. I think you haven't spoken, 323. Who's this?
Is that me?
That is you. How you doing?
Hi, this is Sarah calling from LA. It's my first time calling.
Welcome.
I'm good. I just wanted to call and thank you so much. Thank you for... I found out about you from a friend I was campaigning with for Bernie. And so towards the beginning of the pandemic, I started listening to you, and you really saved me during this time of isolation. And I would get sad, like on Wednesdays, I would be like, oh, my buddy's not on. And we would laugh because we would think our friend isn't there. It seems kind of pathetic but yeah, that's how I feel about you. And I'm also really grateful because you've shifted my beliefs on reparations. I always supported reparations, but I would say, which I hear many white people saying, it's just not time. Like, people are not going to go for this. It's not the right time. It's not going to happen. There's too many bigots. And through listening to you, I just started to realize, well, what's right is right. And I'm a person that is going to stand up for what's right, whether or not other people think it's right. It's the same as any other issue. Like,
yes.
Like other callers have said, Medicare for all, a working wage or a living wage. And it's like, this shit has been owed. It needs to be paid. The debt needs to be paid. And whether or not people are ready or not, like, we have to demand that they're ready. We have to start talking about it.
That's right.
So you really shifted my view on this, and I appreciate that. And I was thinking about it in terms of veganism. I'm vegan. It's a commitment to nonviolence. It's not a popular view. I get a lot of shit for that. It's an inconvenience to me. People want to talk trash about it, but it's the right thing to do. and this is no different. It's the right thing to do. So I would just want to thank you for that, and also for covering George Floyd. I was with you that whole time. I felt that I owed it to Mr. Floyd to watch that entire trial. I was working from home and basically sobbing through the whole thing. And listening to you, like I said, it just felt like, I had somebody to de-escalate my emotions with, just like cathartic. And I really appreciate you dedicating the time to every day of that trial. It means a lot. So anyways, I'll leave it there, but thank you again, and I hope you have a great night.
Give it up for Sarah, y'all. What a caller. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Sarah. And you're spot on in your analysis of this whole thing, man. You got it. You got it. It's not about being in the right time. Man, if we waited for the right time, we'd still be sitting at the back of the bus. Hell, we might still be the bus. You understand what I'm saying? If we waited for the right time, women might not be able to vote. Kids might still be working in factories. There wouldn't be a 5-day work week, 40-hour work week. Come on, man. There's so many things. It's up to the revolutionaries and the fighters and the people to say when it's the right time. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between everything. It's just amazing to me that they want to tell me, sir, that these people are firebrands. They're firebrands. And they're fighting for us. And their hearts are so big. He don't mean no harm. His heart's just so big. He wants so much for his people, for the people. You don't want reparations for my people, though? Really? I don't even know how I'm supposed to take these people. I mean, at one point, I felt like I wanted his audience. Now I feel like they're not good enough to be my audience. Yeah. I don't want Jimmy Dore's audience. I want a better audience. I want people that think black people are worthy of having the same advantages as white people. I want an audience that's smart enough to know a person that doesn't support that ain't a fucking trailblazer. It's not a hero. It's not a leader. Nah, I don't want that audience. I like my audience. We're smaller, but we got more humanity. We're smaller, but we give a fuck. We don't make our political calculations based on what we can calculate politically. We cleared the queue, ladies and gentlemen, which is also a beautiful thing, Johnson. A beautiful thing. I want to thank all my callers tonight, everybody who called up and left a piece of them on this show, to put your print on this show. I thank you for that. This show, as Trill South said, this show is great. Not just because of Tim Black, though I like to believe I am a huge part of it. But it's because of y'all, yo. It's because of y'all. Because of everyone here. It's for my moderators on Facebook and YouTube. Give it up for my moderators, putting up with it. It ain't been no cakewalk lately, I'm sure. They've been earning it. I want to give it up for all my Wolfpack members who have been taking heat in these internet streets. Thank you so much. I love y'all. We are a community. We ain't perfect, but we mean well. So thank you so much for that. Let's go to the comment section, guys. Let's get some shout outs in here. These people that spent their hard earned, like Bose Einstein. They arrested LOC bomber. The arrested LOC bomber take U.S. back like Taliban. Okay. Ken M is in the house. Thank you, Ken M. Our friend Keith Watson says Freedom Friday, and I'm at work, so I get to enjoy the show and hang out with my kids before they go back to school. Peace, TB. I love you. Love you, big bro. Keep being the champion for the people. Johnson. Wolfpack for life. Planner Artist 5. Thank you, Tim Black TV, from a letter courier city of Oakland. Tony D is in the house. He said, isn't it absurd that there are progressive media people who think they're edgy for not criticizing the Republicans? Yeah. It is crazy. It's absurd. Bose. Trump plus Mueller made deals with Taliban to win and let no Afghan ally in. Just like betraying the Kurds as U.S. evacuated in Syria. GOP praises Taliban and say Trump must come back by force like Taliban. Morons, aren't they? Tristan Bevel, thank you for your support, Tristan. Appreciate you, Tristan. Susan says, you Tim Black on my pressure cooker relief valve. Guilty. I'll take the heat, Johnson. Thank you for all you do for us, Wolfpack. We got your back, Johnson, and you have ours. And that's the real. That's real shit right there. That's real talk. Vagana Piranha. Tim had to earn his freedom to speak and still has to keep earning it. It's true. It's very true. Alicia became a member of the Wolfpack. Give it up for our new member, Alicia. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for joining us. Woo! What a night. Time moves fast, don't it? I feel like we were just doing a Friday show. Wow. Folks, beautiful day, beautiful night, great callers. Everyone be safe. Have a great weekend. Be safe this weekend. Be safe. I repeat, be safe. I don't want no bad stories. I don't want to hear no bad news. Come Monday, don't party too hard. Protect yourselves at all costs. No hits below the belt. No hits below the mask. And thank you so much for having my back. We'll be back. Tomorrow I got some videos going out tomorrow night. In case you missed anything, I'm going to clip some stuff up, put it out. Share it will, Johnson. Share it will. Share often and share many. Share early and share often. That's it. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack, all my members on Patreon, my members on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for keeping the party going. Without you, there wouldn't be no show. Wolfpack. Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on Black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining, on point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get Black breaking news, politics, culture from someone you can trust. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on Black issues. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining. On point. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.